Holy cow. Well, I haven't done a video for over a week and not really much to talk about because I stay away from politics. You know, I could talk about that, but I stay away from that. That was one of my goals for this year. I'm probably going to continue to do that, even though I don't do a lot of stories these days. I'm very selective on my stories that I talk about. And, Rockstar. Rockstar might be getting greedy. We'll get into that. Rockstar is always been one of my favorite companies. They set the bar really, really, really high with how games are made, with the story, with the open world, with the characters, the whole enchilada. Rockstar set the mold for it, and every other company that has tried to copy what Rockstar has done. Have some companies failed at it? No question about it. Have some companies succeeded at it? Yeah. For a while, I can't say their name exactly, but I'll try. Bethesda, say it just a cow. Thank you. For a while, they were doing really well with their open world games from, Skyrim, Elder Scrolls, and the Fallout series until they screwed the pooch with Fallout 76, which was an utter dud because it was online. But for a while, they were doing pretty good with it. They were the only ones that really, really were really good at it. I can't think of any other ones that were really good with the open world games besides Rockstar. So, Rockstar was one of my favorite companies, I came really late into the Rockstar era. I didn't start playing until probably Grand Theft Auto 4 is where I fell in love with the open world games. That's where I won't say I fell in love with the open world games then, because that actually goes back to Elder Scrolls, Oblivion, exactly when I fell in love with open world games. But be that as it may, I did play Grand Theft Auto 4. I played the fifth one. I played Red Dead Redemption 1. I played Red Dead Redemption 2. So yeah, I am a big fan of Rockstar. I'm also a big fan of open world games, which there isn't a whole lot of open world games where they're like Rockstars. And we all knew because Rockstar's a money-making machine, we all knew that they were going to make a GTA 6. Now I assumed, this is what I've been assuming all along, I assumed that it was going to be in 2055 when the Xbox comes out, in 2056 when the PlayStation comes out. So I assumed it was going to be on those systems, but maybe I was wrong about that. I was clearly wrong about that because they've been working on a Grand Theft Auto game for over a decade. That's what Rockstar does. That's what Bethesda did for a while too. But unlike that company, Rockstar keeps a secret what the game's going to be like, who the characters are going to be until closer to the release date. With the release date, it's going to be December, but more than likely, it'll probably be delayed because that always happens with these big time releases. They're usually delayed. Now, there's a lot of things that people are not liking. I'm surprised at this point that we are still charging $60 per game, considering it costs a little bit more to make the games on the disc. It costs a little bit more to do that. So I've been a little bit surprised that it has stayed at $60 for the most part. It's been like that for quite a few years with the disc. So I'm going to get into that too. So it's been like that for quite a few years with the disc. Now, Rockstar is going to be one of the first, not actually the first, but one of the first. A few companies have decided that they just going to make it completely downloadable, which makes pre-ordering stupid. It makes pre-ordering a game obsolete almost, because there's no point in pre-ordering a game whatsoever. You know, that's unfortunate. That's unfortunate. A future generation is never going to know the thrill it was to pre-order a game. I did pre-order GTA 5, but that was back on Xbox 360. So I did order GTA 5. I ended up even buying GTA 5 on the Xbox One, and it's a copy I still have. I've had this for probably 10 years. I've had it for quite a few years. This is one of this is GTA 5 on the Xbox One, it's the system I have. And there's the disc, there's the map. I got all that stuff still in there. There's the map, there's GTA Online, which I don't do online stuff anyway. There's the booklet. So it's still all in here. It's in relatively good shape. Periodically I'll go back to play it. It's not one of my favorite Rockstar games. You know, if I was going to say which one would I would play first between this and GTA 4, I would say GTA 4. Which would I play before this? Would I play Red Dead Redemption 1 or this? I play Red Dead 1. Which would I would play, GTA 5 or Red Dead 2? I say Red Dead 2. So GTA 5 isn't on my favorite list of Rockstar games, but it was a huge game. And people are going to miss this opportunity to be able to pre-order a disc, because the discs are getting ready to become obsolete. This is the way it always is. I could do videos on this, on like the death of Blockbuster, what happened, why did they go out of business, the death of Kmart, why did they eventually pretty much go out of business besides their online store, the death of the VHS, the death of Blu-ray, because pretty much Blu-ray has pretty much died. You know, you could really do a lot of these videos on death of stuff, why they died. And the disc is going to be in that category. They are going to be dead. It's going to be an obsolete thing. Because they're already making game systems that are digital only. I made a mistake of buying an Xbox here a couple of years ago, and I took it back to the store because I thought it was, you know, because I still rely heavily on it. Not heavily like I used to, but I still rely on it. But I still have some games that I haven't rebought and made them digital, sort of like Mass Effect, GTA, you know, Red Dead Redemption, and etc. So I haven't made it all. My system's not all digital. It's DVD and digital, because I made a mistake of buying just a digital one when I prefer the DVD portion of it. Also, another reason I like the DVD portion of the Xbox is I still want to play. I still play movies that way. I don't do all streaming stuff. You know. I'm getting off base here, ain't I? Yeah, I am. What was something else I was going to talk about? Oh, yes. I started to. The price. The price is too high for a digital? That's a little too high. $80, and the Ultimate Edition is going to be like over $100. So with tax, because they do charge tax on Xbox, they really do, and it's hard to believe, but they do. So on tax, you're probably looking at $84, maybe $85, somewhere around that range. And that's an awful lot of money just for one game. I think that might be, I think that's overpricing. Now me, I'm not going to buy Grand Theft Auto. I'm not going to buy it, or GTA. I'm not going to buy it because that's way too much. That's way out of my budget. That's not even in my budget range. That is too much for a game. I'd be okay with 60. I would have to do a lot of saving to even get it. I'd be okay with that. But the 80, I'm not okay with. And the funny part is, when people get if they even go to GameStop, I don't think they can, but they might be able to, because the only thing you're going to get is like a code. Basically, you're going to get a code, and it'll just be something like this. This code's obsolete. I'm not even worried about this. This code is so far obsolete. It probably doesn't even work nowadays. I don't care. If you want this code, you can have it. But anyway, see, you get a code like that. I don't care if people see that code or not, because that's for an Xbox Online for GTA 5, and I'm not even really worried about if somebody wants that code or not. I don't care at this point. I mean, that's an old copy. I don't think it even matters at this point. But anyway, who's going online with GTA 5 these days? Not a lot. So I'm not really worried about it. So anywho, so yeah, you're gonna get a code when you make a purchase. Isn't that great? You used to go out and spend $60 for a game and get an actual disc of the game and wait a few hours before to even play it, because it's got to install on your system, which is another story in and of itself. But instead, you're going to get a code that you have to enter 25 letters. You got to enter a 25-letter code into it, and that's your game. Isn't that fabulous? That is utterly fabulous. That is the stupidest thing I have ever heard in my life. This is the future. This is the future of gaming. Unfortunately, it is. This is the absolute future of gaming, because time the next Xbox and PlayStations come out in 2075 and 2076, there is going to be no more discs. They're going to be all digital. This is pretty much the future of gaming. And to me, that's sad. That is really sad, because I remember playing on Dreamcast. Yeah, I go back that far. I actually go back to Atari days, but that's a different story. I remember on Dreamcast, PlayStation 1, 2, 3, Xbox 360, even Xbox One, you would go out and buy the disc, and you sometimes would do the downloadable stuff. But therefore, for a few years, you were buying the disc, because that's how you had to play the games. But then the downloadable came a little bit more accessible, and I actually do like it, but I will miss the days of the disc. No question about it. The days of the disc is a dying breed. I think I'll compare it to malls. It's a dying art. It's a completely dying art, because the future of gaming, there won't be no more disc. And that I find to be a little sad. And it's unfortunate that Rockstar is going this route. They're going this route charging more, which doesn't even make sense in of itself. I do think Grand Theft Auto might be a little overhyped. I do think that they put the hype train on this, and I'm thinking some people are going to be sorely disappointed with it. I really believe that. I don't think it's going to be one of their best titles, no question about it. And I think the hype train for it is official. There is always hype with Grand Theft Auto games. I was a little disappointed in the story-wise of Grand Theft Auto 5. I didn't think the story was as strong as maybe Red Dead Redemption 1 or even 2 or even Grand Theft Auto 4. That the story was a little flat. But that's just me. I just didn't think the story was one of Rockstar's best. I think they've done better stories, and I don't even talk about online, because I don't do online games. I never really have. And you know what, Mr. Cal, I really got to end this video, or I could be going on for a long time. Oh yes. One final thing. Rockstar also has some rumors floating out there that they're going to be making a Red Dead Redemption 3. Why? No, really, why? It's for this. Money. There is no more story to tell with the Vanderlyn gang. You pretty much told the story with Red Dead Redemption 1. You made a prequel with Red Dead Redemption 2, because I think Rockstar backed herself into a corner with Red Dead Redemption 1, with John Marston. Like, we can't make a sequel with that, so we got to make a prequel. And now they're thinking about making a Red Dead Redemption 3, which would be a sequel, prequel, prequel. I think that's how it would go. Sequel, prequel, prequel. Anyway, or a sequel. A pre-sequel. There we go. Pre-sequel. And I don't think there's any other story to tell with it. You pretty much told all the story that was told with the Vanderlyn gang in Red Redemption 2, but then they want to do, to the start of the Vanderlyn gang, but there ain't much more story to tell. There really isn't. I mean, I don't even know why they want to do that. That is the rumor that is circulating. We will see in a few years if that is entirely accurate. And it's probably with that game, they will probably charge people in the excess of $120 or $130 just for one copy of that. And wow, I just don't know what else to say. I mean, it's just unbelievable. But you know what? Who knows? The future of gaming it's an interesting topic that I could talk about for a long, long time. And yes, it's out there. I'm a nerd. Not like angry video game nerd. I'm just a nerd.